is Eleanor. I'm from Ireland. It's lovely to be here. I'm not into nationalism, though. To me, St. Patrick's Day is just a way to let alcoholics know that Christmas is over. That is it, right? You guys won't have heard about what happened to Chris Brown when he came to Dublin a little while ago. A big American music star, people very excited about this, until Chris came out onto the stage and he said, "Good evening, Dublin. It's great to be back in the UK." Indeed, you know why that's not a good thing to say. Chris didn't, and what happened was Chris's own fans ended up booing him off the stage, right? And I love the idea that that's the part of Chris Brown's behaviour that was unacceptable for these people. They're like, Chris, punching little girls in the face is one thing, but not knowing your Irish history and geography, that's fucking sick. I think that's a stupid reason to get annoyed with Chris Brown, because actually, in the man's defence, he wasn't even that far wrong. If he had come to Dublin just a short 100 years ago, come on the stage and said, "Good evening, Dublin, it's great to be back in the UK," Irish people would have been forced to say, yes. Fair enough, Chris. We're furious about it, to be honest, but continue with the show. We won't let it spoil our enjoyment of your music. And besides, we've paid for parking for our penny farthings till midnight. And you're the first black person we've ever seen, so probably not going to stop looking at you for some time, to be honest. Getting older, and I'm trying to be gracious about it, but I do let myself down sometimes. Coming down the street a little while ago, and a young homeless man shouted at me. He said, "Ah, come on, missus, ah, come on. I'm only 21. I could have been your son." Yeah, I don't know, I thought I was more like an older sister from his mother's first relationship, right? Then, right, though, he causes me to reflect and realise that actually, technically speaking, I am old enough to be his mother. I was 37 at the time, so if I had gotten pregnant at 15, had that baby at 16, that child would be 21 now. It's only my middle-class social conditioning makes me think that that's not possible. Of course it's possible, so now I even have to be grateful to him for jolting me out of my bourgeois complacency. Yes. But here's the worst part. It's the implication that if I did get pregnant at 15, that the upbringing I'd have given my own child would be so bad that he would be on the streets by the time he's 21. That's not the case at all, folks. Me and my imaginary 21-year-old son just graduated from college together. Yeah. First and second in our class. Him first, but only because I let him. But then I remember that I know loads of people who had terrible upbringings. They turned out really well. I know other people who had quite privileged upbringings who didn't turn out to be such nice people. So my assumption that my brilliant upbringing would be enough to keep my son from ending up on the streets, it doesn't stand up to the evidence. We don't like to admit it, but it's a fact. Some children are shite. So I was forced to lose the argument. I had to say, okay then, you could be my son. But if we are accepting now that that is the case, then I feel I have to say this to you, that you have been a desperate disappointment to me. Because as your imaginary mother, I have washed and fed and put clothes on your back and food on your plate. So if you're homeless, it's not my fault. It's your fucking father. you so much, guys. Eleanor, good night.